Well, today we probably spent a total of 2 hours working together in the pen, broken up into, the first session was about an hour and a half, and the second session was maybe about 35 minutes. So I was able to get the halter on her. And as I said before, it was this feeling that I wasn't really, it's not the feeling I expected, and it's not the sense of victory I expected from that experience. It really is a mixed bag, you know. She was really amazing when she had enough. She shared she had enough, and I would back off and give her space. And she had, you know, when I finally kind of looped the halter, the back end of the halter over her neck, and I asked her a few times if we could put it on. I was a little scared when I kind of slipped it over her nose, because I didn't know what she was going to do. I didn't know if she was going to bite or kick, or really, like, I had no idea what her reaction would be. But she was actually, you know, her head went up a little bit, and then I asked her, you know, to just drop it down, and I flipped the back end of the halter over her neck, and she allowed me to loop it really peacefully. And like I said, I have a very weird feeling in my stomach, you know, sort of butterflies, sort of on the edge of, like, am I going to have to go to the bathroom really fast, like if I drank coffee? What I had always imagined and expected was that this was going to be, or feel like, an incredible level of success. That I would be on top of the world and elated and, oh my God, you know, I just haltered my first Mustang. And quite honestly, being able to speak about it, I am grateful for both of us, for our time and the patience and taking things really, really slow with her, because I've learned so much from her, about her, in this process. And I also, you know, I'm clear that I basically asked to take something from her, and I didn't choose to take it from her. I didn't just take it. I mean, I asked her every step of the way if I could have her permission. And today she gave me her permission to put that halter on. And I guess for me, what I've realized is that is it could look like a victory in one sense of, like, okay, we got the halter on and now I'm closer to getting her feet done, which is wonderful. And also, asking her for that is not something I take lightly, or would ever take lightly with another horse again, whether it's a wild horse or whether it's a domesticated horse. Understanding that this is a flight animal who has allowed themselves to have a halter put on, and their level of consciousness, especially the wild ones. I mean, there are definitely wild ones that are way more, you know, amenable, and they're okay with it. And I'm not saying it's right to take them off their land. I'm just saying that there are ones that are far more willing to work with humans than Siri was. This whole process has been about 3.5 years. And it is what it is. I didn't really push it, honestly, until probably the last 45 to 60 days. And even though I say I push it, like, we've never really worked together for more than like an hour and a half at a time, in that small pen. So, I mean, it's over numerous weeks, but when I say all in all, the time it took while we were in the pen was probably about 10 hours, maybe 12 total time. And I'm relieved on one hand, but there's also a part of me that through this journey has been heartbroken, because I recognize now that level of wild, that level of freedom, of being able to live out your life as a truly sovereign being with your family in the manner that you were born and the Creator, created you. There's a sadness in me that knows that she can never go back there. And it brings tears to my eyes right now, because I don't ever want to take that from her. I had it taken from me. I think a lot of us have that taken from us. And I don't really think that we understand what a privilege it is, and the depth that it means to one's soul and one's essence to have that freedom of spirit, to have that freedom of movement, to have that freedom of literally just living your life clean and pure and wild without any domestication. I think we've forgotten. I mean, I cry because it's not just about what she gave up, but it's also recognizing that freedom and that sovereignty within myself too, and what we're doing, in the name of AI and technology and all this stuff, and how much we are deluding ourselves about this whole domestication gig. Because this domestication is costing us a hell of a lot. It's costing us our health freedom. It's costing us our financial freedom. It's costing us our sovereignty. And, growing up inside this system, growing up inside this matrix, any kid that's born in this modern world that has no idea about wild, and maybe their parents don't even understand about wild, there is something seriously out of whack here. Because regardless of if you choose to live in a city or you choose to live in a suburb and you choose the domesticated life or not, if you don't even realize that there was an alternative, if you don't even realize that there was wild, and what that actually means, and how much that sense of independence and creativity and freedom has been taken away from you, if you don't even have a way to compare it, you'll never know. But going through this experience with her, going through this entire experience of me in my life, being born in the Bronx and loving animals, and then finding my way out to Colorado and having a wolf dog for 12 years and working with wild horses and, visiting with wolves and understanding this level of freedom and primalness. I really do feel concern for future generations. Like, unless we get ourselves out from under the thumb of this domestication from technology and from these crazy people that want to take away every ounce of our freedom. I'm so grateful I had this experience with Siri, because it will never make me forget my wild ever again.